Welcome to Newbie Sports, and we're having another change of venue where I'm in Oregon today. So don't have the usual setup, but I just wanted to make one more video before Christmas and just celebrate a bunch of different things. Starting off with BYU Cougars in basketball going undefeated in December, another 100+ point game, and DeBonsa. We're very grateful to have that guy on the team. I Another 30+ point game for him. Just absolute beast, absolute beast. He's gonna rock the NBA, and we're grateful to have him while he's here. There's been some other news. The deal for BYU to play a home and home with Notre Dame over the next 2 years. I think this is a mistake. I think this is not a good thing. Why are we rewarding Notre Dame? Why are we giving Notre Dame an opportunity to play good teams? Lock them out. Prevent them from having rules that are only applicable to them. Make them join a conference. Why are we humoring them? Especially how they've behaved this postseason. I don't like it. I don't think that this program should be rewarded. But at the same time, this does benefit BYU if we win. If we lose, it doesn't really benefit either team. But if BYU wins, BYU only benefits. So there's that. There's the one good thing that goes from there. I had a few other thoughts regarding the Group of Five situation. There's a podcast called Open for Business. Talks a lot of Big 12 stuff, and he makes some good points about making sure that we don't knock the Group of Five teams super, super hard. Oh, they just shouldn't have been in the first place anyways. Maybe. But we don't want to just prevent people from having an opportunity to play, because that does narrow the field to the same 20, 30 teams. And that goes to the Super League conversation. Should we make a Super League? It's difficult to say that we don't already have one. And then now there's people that are saying, oh, just have the Group of Five teams have their own national championship. Well, you might as well just put them in their own division then. But that's not going to work either. Because if we go to a Super League, and the Power Four conferences make their own league, and the Group of Five teams make their own league, and they become the new Division II, basically, then what's going to happen is teams from the Group of Five are going to start coming into the conferences that are established in the Super League, and eventually we'll have the same number of teams in the Super League that we do now. And there will be just as much talent disparity, and it will be back at ground zero. It might take 30 years to get to that point, but we've had so many teams be joining the Power Four conferences over the past couple of years, and joining Division I football just in general. So I don't see the Super League staying the same size the entirety of the time that it's there. So that's why I don't see the Super League being formed to be fruitful in any way. I just don't see it working out. The Super League is going to be basically, we're just going to add another division to college football, and it's going to be the same size as it is now eventually. So there's that. But with all that being said, there is a talent disparity between the top of the league and the bottom of the league, and 120-something teams is a wide disparity. Now, you can handle this kind of in other sports like basketball, because there's a number of teams to determine the definitive talent and all that kinds of stuff. And the more games you play, the more that you can actually give as many people opportunities to succeed as possible. But there's still, even in basketball, a wide talent disparity between the top of the league and the bottom of the league. Not every program has the opportunity to become a national championship contender. Now, what do we do about that? I don't know. Maybe another division of sports is going to be good. That sucks for the teams that ends up being in the new Division II. There's too many teams in Division I sports, just in general. I think the standard needs to be very high to be in the top division of college sports. Unless you're just going to have it be whatever. But something's got to be done. to have the best teams play against the best teams, and the teams that are on the bottom of the totem pole right now play against people at their same talent level to make those games somewhat watchable at all. And I don't mean to say that to knock on any of those teams. It's just kind of a reality of the situation. Yes, JMU outscored Oregon in the second half of that game. JMU was not going to win this game. There was no chance JMU was going to win this game. Tulane, I don't think anyone believes that Tulane had a chance, other than some Tulane fans and a YouTube channel that I follow that's made by a Tulane fan. I really respect that channel, by the way. I think that channel is MVOS, good channel. But I don't think that really anybody was thinking that Tulane had a chance against Ole Miss, or that JMU had a chance against Oregon. And that's a reality that kind of dampens the playoffs when you have these kinds of games. Now, you have those kinds of games in the NFL also, and in the NBA. There's first-round sweeps all the time in the NBA. So what do we do about this? Do we just have these games anyway? Because there gives an opportunity for someone to shock the world, and maybe they do? And because it's football, it's okay? Because it's only one game instead of a best-of-7 series like the NFL, like the NBA? I think that's fine. I do think that there needs to be stipulations about talent disparity, though. I do like the rule of the top 5 conference champions going to the playoffs. I do like that rule. I think there needs to be an amendment placed on that the top 5 champions need to be ranked inside the top 20, especially if we go to 16 teams. If we go inside 16 to 16 teams, I think that you can bump that out to they have to be ranked conference champions. So maybe the top 5 ranked conference champions go to the playoffs. And if there aren't 5 ranked conference champions, then you have 4 or 3, however many there are, go to the playoffs, and then you fill the field from there. But yeah, there's still conversation between Miami should have not had a chance. Alabama should have been docked a spot. It's all done now. It's all done. It's not being changed. It's not being rewritten. The playoffs are what the playoffs are. And now BYU is going to play Georgia Tech instead of Notre Dame, and they're going to slaughter Georgia Tech instead of slaughtering Notre Dame, which they absolutely would have done. Partly why I think they opted out of the playoffs, but we'll see what happens. But with all that being said, I got one more thought this year, and it's been on my mind this whole year. Everyone knows that NIL is screwy. Everyone knows that NIL is screwy. What name, image, and likeness should have been is, I'm Nike. I want to sponsor you as a player. So I'm going to give you, a player, Nike gear to sponsor you as a person, or your name, image, or likeness being a sponsor of my brand. The players are employees of the university. That's what it is. The players are employees of the university, and they're getting paid by the university a specific dollar amount, and they're contracted out specific dollar amounts. That's never what this was supposed to be. But we had too many guardrails up for too long, and we took them down way too quickly. It's like the healthcare costs. I mean, this upcoming year, my premiums have exploded. And it's because we took away those subsidies too quickly. We added in NIL too quickly, and now it didn't make sense the way we did it. And those subsidies were taken away from healthcare and not replaced with anything. So now there's this big market bubble bounce back that we're trying to sort ourselves out with. And maybe we will. It's just as chaotic with NIL. It's just as chaotic with NIL. I don't know what to do about this. I don't know. We got to put the genie back in the bottle somehow. We got to rein this in. This was never meant to be $11 million to a quarterback who doesn't even go to the playoffs. No. And then on that front, I don't want to hear anybody for the rest of time being like, oh, you just bought this championship. Michigan paid their quarterback somewhere north of $10 million, and they're not going to the playoffs. They didn't win their rivalry game this year, and I don't think they're winning their bowl game. So we got to stop the, oh, you just bought this. Oh, this team sponsored by this person's money. This team, otherwise known as this person's money. Ridiculous. Get out of here with that. The players still win if they win, and then they lose if they lose. So there's that. The highest paid players are not necessarily the ones that are most likely going to win. And I care about the players that are most likely going to win. With that being said, sorry that this is a little bit more of a rough setup. I hope you all have a Merry Christmas. And this has been Newbie Sports.